The news, good evening. Professional centers, the University of Seychelles, daycare and child minders will resume as of Monday the 11th. This week, the Ministry of Education's Education Task Force is monitoring preparation work at every professional center to ensure that the facilities are being well cleaned and appropriate measures are in place ready for the students' arrival on Monday. The Ministry of Education gave these details in a press conference this morning.
In preparation, we have at school level and also in other of these institutions, we have work now being undertaken like cleaning. We have the deep cleaning, we have fogging of the institutions, we have training to be undertaken because the plans that we are guided by three main principles from the Department of Health, and these are heightened vigilance, okay, in case we detect or for the detection of any new COVID-19 cases. As you know, in schools we have many children under one roof for operating during the day. So we have to be very careful so that we can detect any case early enough.
The Seychelles Maritime Academy has today presented its recovery action plan to its lecturers. The Deputy Director of the Academy, Captain Wilton Ernesta, presented the plan during a briefing at the Academy's auditorium this morning. Lecturers were briefed on the new way of doing things, which will be implemented as from this coming Monday when the students resume class. The SMA has 147 students, and amongst the changes that will come into effect is that there now will be only 15 students per class, and the tea and lunch breaks will be shorter.
This ensures the cleanliness of the place, how we're going to handle our learners in terms of daily activity, especially their training program. The classroom has been allocated. We have expanded our auditorium, turn it into one classroom to make sure that we accommodate no more than 15 learners in a class. Each desk has been marked with the learner's name on it so that there's no confusion, and the learners are also being grouped in a way that by Monday everything will be easy. This is why today all the academic staff were being briefed how we're going to handle our learners as from Monday. We are very cautious of learners' health, including our staff. We don't take any chances or any risk regarding health of a person. Yeah?
Childminders and daycare centers have been educated on measures they need to put in place in preparation for the reopening of their services on Monday. The Chief Executive Officer of the Institute of Early Childhood Development, Shirley Shopi, says that they are currently doing spot checks to ensure that the childminding and daycare centers practices are in line with the Public Health Authority requirements.
Nous avons 4 objectifs de nos plans. Et justement, en ligne avec ces 3 grands principes. Et le côté vigilance, nous pouvons le côté
The Department of Health says only one patient remains on treatment at the family hospital at Perseverance Isolation Center. The patient is a Seychellois man. Meanwhile, 75 persons are being kept at the quarantine centers. This includes the 5 patients who were confirmed with the virus, the 55 Kenyan health officers, the 14 police officers from Botswana, as well as as a foreign citizen. The Health Department gave these details in its regular press conference this afternoon. The Public Health Commissioner, Dr. Jude Gédéon, also announced that as of this month, they will be carrying out a prevalence study in the community to detect the probability of people who might have been infected by the virus and developed antibodies which might have permitted them to heal on their own. The campaign will be carried out through rapid testings.
Up to now, we don't have any new cases tested positive for COVID-19. We have one patient left at the isolation center. The patient is well. We're hoping that maybe by the end of the week or early next week, we'll be able to discharge that person. We have been working very intensely with external partners, both in private and public sector. The response has been mixed. Some sectors have been very receptive. They've invested time and resources in meeting the demands of the plans. Some have been a bit slower. The private sectors have been quite responsive. The faith-based organizations have been quite responsive as well. And they have understood, for the most part, the importance of having these new guidelines and these new ways of doing things. We will continue to work with them. It's going to be a very long process. We are committed. We have a team that is committed to keep working with them. And we appreciate the engagement that the community is giving us. There are gaps. There are many gaps. And we have to bridge these gaps as we go along.
The National Assembly has approved a motion calling on government to keep the Seychelles borders closed to visitors until the COVID-19 situation in the world improve. The motion also calls for an effective detection system or a good protection program for the population. Presenting the motion, the leader of the opposition, Wavell Ramkalawan, says one of the main concerns is the possibility of a second wave of COVID-19 hitting the Seychelles. Members of the U.S. pointed out that the Department of Health is taking measures and imposing restrictions for the gradual reopening of the airport to commercial flights, and that restrictions will be in place for travel to and from Seychelles. 18 members voted for the motion and 10 voted against. And with this, we've come to the end of this news summary. Thank you for watching.